Hey everybody, it's Tuesday night, I'm back from Halloween and I just got done watching 1989's Sex, Lies and Videotape, starring James Spader, Andy McDowell, Peter Gallagher and Laura San Giacomo. This one I've only seen once before, and there's a very good reason. I started watching this when I was at Halloween on Saturday, except it bored me. Sunday I went to bed early because I was so tired. I missed even the disco at the event. And yesterday I was so tired after travelling and that during the day. So that's why I haven't done this movie until now. But yeah, I was laying in my hotel bed. I tried watching this and I was just like, I can't do this tonight. This is really sapping it out of me. And I mean, I only got half hour through, so I rewatched that half hour just now. But it's annoying because this is a really well received movie, but it's not for me. And I think the problem is it's written and directed by Steven Soderbergh, who's one of those directors that I've never really gone for his movies. I think the worst criminal for that was Solaris, which absolutely, I have never been so bored watching a movie, except for maybe Signs. But yet Solaris, I have not watched it since I first got it on DVD, so I'm dreading going back to that one. But yeah, Steven Soderbergh, he's one of those directors that I'm just, other than the Ocean's 11 trilogy, it's not that he's a bad director. He just seems to do these films that really kind of don't interest me. But for those who don't know, this tells the story of very, very naive kind of wife, Anne, played by Andy McDowell, who's in this absolutely, completely loveless marriage with John, played by Peter Gallagher, who's actually having an affair with her sister Cynthia, played by Laura San Giacomo. So he's off having an affair with her, and she's, like I say, Annie's very naive. You know, she doesn't. She's very. She wears a cross the whole way through, so I think, you know, she's supposed to be one of these very devout, kind of prim and proper kind of Catholics or something, because you know, she says she doesn't masturbate. You know, she doesn't think of having sex. You know, she says she's never had an orgasm and stuff like that. And you really get the impression that she's really trampled upon by her husband because she wants to be the good, loving wife and everything. And it's just not working for her. She's ending up, you know, kind of being trampled on. But an old school friend of John's comes to town, moves back to town, and he temporarily stays with them. Graham, brilliantly portrayed by James Spader, who he's one of those bizarrely kind of creepy people. You know, like these people with like nervous tics and you never know what's going on with them. He's very shy and closed off, but you know there's something else going on. And Anne finds herself, she dreads this guy turning up when she knows that he's moving in with them temporarily. And then she kind of strikes up a rapport with him, where they'll talk, and she just finds herself strangely drawn to him. I guess because she doesn't know about the affair, but she knows that nothing is happening in this marriage. And what you find out is that Graham videotapes women talking about sex, and he kind of watches them back for his own little. He has a fetish for these videos, basically. They're what he enjoys watching back. And, you know, most people have porno. He has these videos. And when she finds out about these, Anne doesn't know how to process that. It's a very weird concept for her. So she stops having anything to do with him, except then she finds out about the affair. So she gets, she gets angry and that, and she leaves, and she goes to Graham, and she wants to do a tape. Except then her husband finds out about this tape, and he goes berserk and goes round and goes to watch the tape. And it's very fascinatingly directed in that you don't watch the tapes being recorded. You see snippets of some of them, say like when Cynthia, Anne's sister, does it. You see snippets of it later. When Anne does it, you don't see it until when the husband's watching the tape back later, and then you see a lot of the stuff that transpired, including finding out that Graham says he used to be, or rather that he is, a pathological liar. And that, it's like a recurring alcoholic, which, you don't know how much of that is lies, that's the thing. Or how much of it is defences kind of thing. But Anne kind of brings him out of his shell a bit. And then he just, gets rid of the tapes after the husband's seen it, because he's just so angry. But it's... I don't know. This movie, it's weird because this movie is amazingly directed. The quiet moments are just, like when Anne finds out about it, you get this impression earlier on that she's like, oh, you having an affair and this, that and the other. And I think she just says it as just a way to get a rise out of her husband. But then she finds an earring, and you see her crumble when she realises actually this is true, that it wasn't just something to say earlier. And she runs out to the car, and there's all this noise and that, and then she gets to Graham's, and there's just complete silence. I love a lot of those techniques. Like I say, I love the editing of the videotapes, that you're not seeing them being filmed, you're seeing them as a result, say be it Graham's watching them back and getting off, or the husband seeing the video, or you're seeing it through flashbacks through Cynthia, her kind of memory and how it's driving her sexual desire. I love that direction. It is not that this is badly directed. It's not even that it's not badly acted. Andie MacDowell annoys me in it, and that makes me sad because I've enjoyed her own other roles. But I get that she's supposed to be this annoyingly naive woman, so I guess that's kind of the point. But Peter Gallagher as the yuppie, annoying lawyer is okay for the role. Although he did remind me a bit of Andy Garcia for some reason, but it's all the factors are good, if not more than good. But I just find the pacing kind of boring and really tedious, and I don't know what it is, but there's just something about it that is not for me, and I can't pinpoint what it is because I do enjoy each of the different aspects. It just, when they're all put together, something's not gelling right, and if I come away feeling annoyed that I can't pinpoint what it is I have the problem with, then I get more annoyed, and then that says you did not enjoy this movie for a reason. And like I say, it's annoying because I know this movie is well received, but like I say, I personally can only give it a 5 out of 10 because it did bore me. And for me to get, I mean, to be fair, when I tried watching it, I was away on holiday, so I would have, say like I did the couch trip, that was more enjoyable. It could just be that, and normally I would completely, it could just be that, and normally I would completely blame that. But like I said, I've seen this before, and it bored me then. Not only because I was kind of missold on the fact I thought this was going to be raunchy. I mean, my God, the title says Sex, Lies and Videotape. And there's barely any nudity in it whatsoever. I bought this when I was a teenager, so I was a little disappointed. But it bored me then as well. I actually didn't like it at all. I enjoyed it a lot more this time around. But I still, it's just not working for me. So I am sorry. I can only give it a 5 out of 10. It could just be me. Other people may enjoy it. If you like these kind of failed relationship kind of, it's a little bit of a twist, but it is a bit samey, and it's not as enjoyable as some of those others. And at 1 hour and 35 minutes long, to feel like it's dragging at the half-hour point, that's not good. But if you like your dramas, if you want to check it out, if it's if not just for David Spader, but yeah, I personally I would say if you see it on TV, then give it a try. I wouldn't say go spend money on it. Certainly not more, not too much. But I am sorry. That was tonight's movie, 1989's Sex, Lies and Videotape. We'll be back again tomorrow, and I will be, I promise. Hopefully I'll have my laptop. They told me Wednesday would be around the time that I would get it back, so hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll get a call tomorrow to say that it's back. But for now though, this is Sketch, signing out.